Alice, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'll be sharing with you the products that I regret buying. I actually don't really like to do these types of videos because they can be quite negative, but I think that it can be very useful for many of you to find out which products don't perform that well so you won't spend your money on those products. If you're really interested to try something, even though I give a bad review on it, just go ahead and try it for yourself. It might work for you because everyone has different skin type and skin tone, so these are just my personal opinions. So without further ado, let's just get started. The first product that I will be talking about is from the brand Yves Saint Laurent, and this is their Le Compact Encre de Peau Fusion Ink Compact Foundation. And I'm actually not sure if this is released in Asia only or it's actually released worldwide, but basically it's like a putty foundation. And it's like a cream to powder formula. The reason why I don't like this product is because I find that it has like kind of a weird like texture, and maybe I'm just not used to these textures for foundations. But yeah, I find that it's really hard to use and hard to blend out on my skin, and also the color is just a bit off. I tend to prefer like a more yellow toned foundation because I do have some problems with like redness on my cheek areas, and I would prefer to use something that has a bit more like yellow based, but this one is more like maybe a little bit pinky, I say. So that's the reason why it just doesn't work well with my skin tone, and every time when I use it I just feel like it doesn't blend well with my neck. So for that reason I don't love it, and it's also very pricey, so in my opinion it's not worth it at all. I would rather just use like a liquid foundation instead of this. And another powder product that I regret buying is from NARS. This is their translucent crystal light reflecting setting powder, the loose version, and basically it's like a pure white powder, and it's actually very finely milled. Most people that rave about this are people who have oily skin, but for me I have dry skin, and when I use this I find that it kind of makes my skin a bit tight. Yeah, so I think it does control the oil very well, so if you have oily skin you might like this. I much prefer other powders that I have, so I don't reach for it that much. It's not a bad product actually, but if you have dry skin, then maybe it's just not the perfect product for you. And now next is the only skincare item that I will be talking about in this video. This is from Glossier, and this is the priming moisturizer. I know this is quite popular and it's much raved about, but I'm not really a big fan of it. It's not a bad product, it just doesn't really impress me. I feel like it's just so, you know, there are much better products out there, and especially with someone who have dry skin like me, it doesn't moisturize that well. Like it's not that moisturizing at all. Like the consistency is very liquidy and it's very runny, so it doesn't moisturize well at all, I find. I think like maybe other drugstore brands have better moisturizers than this one. I actually bought the other one, the rich version as well, like that comes in a tub, but I still haven't tried that one, so I will report back on that one later once I've used it. But as for this one, not recommended. And now I have a stick highlight that I'm not very impressed with. This is from Benefit. This is What's Up highlighting stick, I guess, and it only comes in one color. It's like a champagne-y, like rose gold champagne shade, and I don't like it because, well, it actually looks beautiful here, right? Like the color looks really nice and it looks like it would suit a lot of skin tones, but I find it to be too natural and it doesn't look like much on your skin once you put it on your cheekbone. It also moves the product underneath around as well. I've tried a couple of times and I haven't loved it, so I just stopped using it because I prefer my other highlights like the Glossier Halo Scopes. Those are much better. This is just nothing really special and it just looks so natural on the skin, too natural, like it looks like nothing. So yeah, I'm not in love with this. And now for the next product is a contour kit from the brand Anastasia Beverly Hills. It's the contour kit in the shade light to medium, and it comes with 6 products, like 6 colors of highlighters and contour and bronzers. When I first got it, I was really excited because it's just like everything all in one, you know. But after I started using this, I was not so impressed because like the consistency of the powder is just, I think they're too hard pressed into the pan and they don't really provide a lot of pigment, especially this one, which is the one that I used mainly for contour because it's the coolest shade in the palette. So I use this mainly to contour my face, but after a while it just, I don't know what happened, but there's no product at all like coming off. Like no matter how much I swirl like my finger into the pan and nothing comes off, like no color payoff. So it's very disappointing, you know. I think it happens to this one as well. Like this is a highlighting powder and it's starting to become like the same. So I'm just not in love with this palette at all and it's a total regret, and I haven't even gone through half of the product, but I can't give away to anyone, you know, because of the condition. You have to see it, it's disgusting. I'm stuck with it. I'm not gonna use it, but maybe I should just throw it away, I guess. I have a few more bronzer products that I'm not so impressed with. So these are from the brand Kevyn Aucoin and they are called the Celestial Bronzing Veil, and they come in 2 shades. One is called Tropical Nights and it has like a cooler toned like this, yes, and the other one is called Tropical Day. So this one is warmer, hence the name. So they are both very shimmery and very, very pigmented. That is actually the reason why I don't like these products as much as I thought I would, because they're so pigmented, like too pigmented. And I don't really like my powders, like especially bronzers, to be too pigmented because they're just going to be too hard to blend out, and I don't like a heavy bronzer look. So these are obviously not the perfect product for me, and they're also very shimmery, you know, like too shimmery. I think I prefer like something that has less shimmer or towards the matte side. And now the last one for the bronzer category, we have RMS Beauty, and this is the Contour Bronze. So basically it's like a cream bronzer, like shimmery, really dark bronze color. They advertise it as like a contour bronzer, like a bronzer that you can use to contour your face, but now look at the color. I'm gonna show you. It's very, very pigmented, like very dark and bronzy, and it's very shiny and shimmery. So I don't know how you can use that as a contour. Yeah, it's just way too dark and it's also shimmery, so how can that look natural, you know? Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking really. Like I just wanted to try all of their products, so I got it, but I never used it. Maybe if you use it as an eyeshadow, it might work, like a bronze eyeshadow. It might work for that. Now we are going to move on to some lip products. And this might be a surprise for many of you because these products I'm very much raved about. They're the Bite Beauty Amuse Bouche Liquefied Lip Set. So these are like the small miniature ones that comes in a set like this. So it has like 4 shades, and I got this because I wanted to try out this formula because it has a lot of good reviews on Sephora website. And I love Bite Beauty as a brand, so I wanted to try this, and I got this set instead of the full-size one. How can I say? They are not a bad product at all. I can see why so many people love this because they have very strong pigment, very moisturizing, and the colors are very opaque on your lips. But the downside to the formula that makes me not like them is I find them to be a bit too thick and really heavy on the lips. Like, I can feel them on my lips. I prefer to use something weightless on my lips because I just get annoyed, you know, it feels like heavy and sticky on my lips like the whole day. I just don't like that. That's basically the only reason why I don't like this. If you don't mind that, then go for these because they are beautiful and the formula is really nice and moisturizing. And now for the next one, we have an eyeliner, and this is from the brand Fenty Beauty. This is the 2-in-1 glitter release eyeliner. This is in the shade Neptune. Yeah, so basically it's like a beautiful dark green. Once you wait for it to dry and you just use your finger to like smudge it, then it's gonna become like very glittery, and you can definitely see like the green glitter, and it's quite beautiful actually. But for practicality, maybe not so much. Maybe it might work for some of you, but for me it's just kind of like I need to make an effort if I want to use this, because the problem that I had with this was that I would just put it on like along the lash line, right? And then I would wait for it to dry, and after that I would curl my eyelashes with an eyelash curler, and some of the liner would come off, so there would be like some bald spots. So I would have to go in with another layer of this on those areas, and then these eyeliner would just get on my eyelashes, and then I would have to clean that up, and then I would need to curl them again because they would this will weigh the hair down when it touched the hair. So I will need to curl my eyelashes again over and over. Like, that happens like many times, and I find that it's too much work for me. I don't know if I'm gonna use it again. I might just give it away to someone, I think, who would appreciate this more than me. And now we're down to the last products, which are eyeshadows. So the first one that I would like to share with you is from the brand Vizard or Vizard, I'm not sure how to pronounce, but it's this one, and this is the Theory palette, and this is in the shade Cashmere, and this is the only Theory palette I got. I actually got the, you know, the, what is it? The big palette as well, like the one that is very popular, Neutral Mattes. Yeah, the Neutral Mattes palette. And I really was not impressed with that one. I really didn't like it, so I returned it immediately. Also, this one, I'm not in love with either. Why? I'm going to tell you. For the first reason, the mattes, especially the light ones, like this cream color, it looks like the perfect color to put all over the eyelid, but the problem with this is that it's very, very chalky. I don't know if it's just me, because Vizard, you know, everyone loves it. I haven't seen anyone like talk bad about this brand, but I've tried this many times. Like, I've really tried to like this, but the mattes, they just look so chalky and so hard to blend out. Like this one, maybe you can't tell it, you know, but when I use it on my eyes, they just look like stark white, and it just doesn't blend in with my natural skin color. And also, like, the shimmery shades are quite gritty and they're not so smooth, except for this shade. This one is really good. It's probably the only shade I like in this palette. But these two shades, they're supposed to be like shimmery and smooth, right? But I find them to be quite like glittery and chunky, and there is some fallout as well when I use this on my eyes. I expected more than this, you know, since Vizard is like the brands that everyone talks about, everyone raves about. So when I tried this for the first time, I was like, am I doing something wrong? Like, or maybe I don't know how to put on my makeup or something. Maybe I'm just not a pro and I don't know the techniques or the skills or whatever. It's supposed to be like an easy palette that you can carry with you anywhere and it just goes well with every look, but it just didn't give me the finish that I was hoping for. Yeah, even though the colors look so beautiful, but the formula is just not the best in my opinion. Maybe I'm the only one, but I'm really not impressed with Vizart eyeshadows. Yeah, period. Now the last eyeshadow palette that I will be sharing with you is, it might be a shock, it's the Urban Decay Naked 3 palette. It just looks so beautiful, like all the colors in here, rosy tones and like some taupe and some rose gold in here. And I thought that I would really love this, but I think I only used it maybe 2 or 3 times and then I stopped using it because I find that it just doesn't go well with my skin tone for some reason. I don't know if it's my skin undertone or something. It just doesn't look good on me. Every time I wear it, I look like someone punched me in the eye. I think pinky tones and purple tones just don't go well with my skin undertone, I guess. So for that reason, I don't reach for this palette at all. But formula wise, there's nothing wrong with this palette. It's like the pigmentation, blendability, everything is just so beautiful and it works so great. But the colors are just not for me. So that's the reason why I regret purchasing this. That's it for this video. I hope that you found this video useful in some way. And if you have a product that are highly hyped about and raved about that you think are not worth the hype, please share it in the comments below. I would like to know as well so that I will not purchase those items. Anyway, I will see you soon in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!